Hello everyone. In this video I will show you the Euporia Faith build. This build is so broken you can quickly melt your enemies. This weapon received a nice buff after the 1.13 update and is now one of the most broken weapons in the game. Now let's take a look at the necessary items. First, let's look at our main weapon, the Euporia. This weapon is a twin blade with its own unique Ash of War. And as you hit the enemy with this weapon, it gets a buff on the weapon. And when you use the Ash of War, it shoots a very powerful beam. Now let's look at our seal, Erd Tree Seal. A nice seal for faith builds. As armor, you can use Lida's armor and Oathseeker armor set for this weapon. But the choice of armor is up to you. Now let's take a look at the talismans. Our first talisman is the Shard of Alexander. This talisman buffs the Ash of Wars you use. Our next talisman is the Rotten-Winged Sword Insignia. This talisman increases your successive attacks. Our next talisman is the Two-Handed Sword Talisman. This talisman increases the power of two-handed weapons. Our next talisman is the Dragon Crest Great Shield Talisman. This talisman enormously boosts the physical damage negation. If you want, you can use Sacred Scorpion Charm to increase your holy damage, or use Godfrey Icon for increase your Ash of War. Now let's look at the Wondrous Physick. Here we use Holy Shrouding Cracked Tear and Spiked Cracked Tear. But you can also use Thorny Cracked Tear if you want. It will be a good choice. Now let's take a look at the Incantations. Here we use Flame Grant Me Strength, Golden Vow, and Howl of Shabriri. Now let's take a look at our statistics. For level 150, Vigor 50, Mind 25, Endurance 30, Strength 16, Dexterity 21, Intelligence 9, Faith 74, Arcane 9. For level 200, Vigor 50, Mind 26, Endurance 40, Strength 33, Dexterity 41, Intelligence 7, Faith 80, Arcane 7. How does this build work? What you need to do is first hit the enemy and buff the weapon, and then use Ash of War. But if the enemy hits you, Ash of War will be broken. Now you will see the boss fights that I fought with this build.